Now listen students, I'm going to start with geography, and the first lesson of this term of geography is natural vegetation and wildlife. So in this chapter you have read about two types of forest, evergreen forest and deciduous forest. Now what's the difference between evergreen and deciduous forest? Evergreen forests remain green throughout the year, whereas deciduous forests, they do not remain green throughout the year. Evergreen forests are also known as rainforest. Deciduous forests are known as monsoon forest. Evergreen forests get rainfall more than 200 centimeter, whereas deciduous forests get rainfall less than 200 centimeter. Evergreen forests are very dense forests. As you know, sunlight cannot reach the ground. Whereas deciduous forests, we can say these are not so dense forests. And important trees that grown in evergreen forest are rosewood, ebony, and mahogany. And important trees grown in deciduous forest are teak, sal, and shisham. So these are the trees grown in deciduous forest. Next is coniferous forest have they are important for the commercial point of view. Now, what's the importance of coniferous forest? So first of all, we will say that these forests provide softwood trees. Coniferous forests provide us softwood trees, and softwood trees provide us wood pulp. Wood pulp is useful for making newsprints, paper, matchboxes, and packing boxes. So in this way, we can say coniferous forests are important as commercial point of view. They provide us softwood, and softwood provide us wood pulp. And wood pulp is useful for making newsprints, papers, and you can say packing boxes, matchboxes, etc. So next is आपको three types of vegetation. What's natural vegetation? Natural vegetation is a vegetation that grows its own without the interference of human being. That grows naturally without the interference of human beings. And three categories, it's divided into three parts. First forest, then grasslands, and then shrubs. In this class, you have read about two types of grasslands also. There are temperate grasslands and tropical grasslands. And in 7th class, you have read about temperate grasslands. There are different temperate grasslands. They are known by different names in different countries. For example, prairies in North America. These are temperate grasslands, prairies in North America, in central part of America. Velds in Africa, in south part of Africa. Downs in Australia. And pampas in South America. And steppes in Eurasia. So these are the temperate grasslands, and in this class, in 7th class, you have read only about two temperate grasslands, and they are first is prairies and second is veld. No, location of prairies. Prairies lies to the, all of you know it well, you have also done map. So prairie lies to the central part of America, in North America continent, in central part of North America. You know it well. And prairie is known as the granaries of the world. Earlier it was grassland. Now white settlers converted it to wheat bowl, and these days it has converted to dust bowl also. So prairie is known as the granaries of the world or wheat bowl of the world. Why prairie is known as the wheat bowl or granary of the world? Because of surplus wheat. Because production of wheat is more in prairies. Why production of wheat is more in prairies? Because whole work in prairies is done with the help of machines. In prairies, all the farms are mechanized and whole work is done with the help of machines. You can also write like this, that farms are mechanized. The whole work such as sowing, threshing, harvesting, storing of food grains, each and every work is done with the help of machines. So due to this, production of wheat is more in prairies. In western part of prairies, there are ranches because it's a hilly area. Western part of prairie is a hilly area and ranches are found there. In western part of prairies, the main occupation of the people is cattle rearing. In eastern part of prairies, the main occupation of people is agriculture. Whereas in western part, the main occupation is cattle rearing. So these are the occupations of the people in prairies. And here, you can also write mining is also another occupation of the people in prairies. Mining is also another occupation. Okay. If question आपको ऐसे आ जाता है पेपर में, write the main occupations या which are the main occupations of the people in prairies. So first is agriculture. You can write like this: in eastern part of prairies, land is fertile and farms are mechanized. So production of wheat is more in eastern part, and main occupation of the people in eastern part of prairies is agriculture. And in western part of prairies, you can write that this is hilly area, ranches are found. Now what are ranches? Open grasslands where animals are grazed. So ranches are found, and main occupation of the people in western part of prairies is, you know it well, cattle rearing. Agar cattle rearing hai, to dairy farming is also another occupation of the people. And you can also write there are various minerals found in prairies, and that's why mining is also another occupation of the people in prairies. So this is about prairies. And next is, I have told you about two grasslands. First is prairies and second is veld. Now veld lies in, where is, first of all, the location of veld, you know it well. Veld lies in the south part of Africa. Africa is a continent and veld lies to the south of Africa. You know it well, Anna. So main occupation of the people in veld, as you also know it well, that mining. In prairies, you will write agriculture, whereas in veld, you will write mining. Why mining is the main occupation of the people in veld? Because gold mines and diamond mines are found in veld. For gold, you can say Johannesburg. Johannesburg is the gold capital of the world. And Kimberley is known for diamond mines. So mining is the main occupation. Another occupation of the people in veld is sheep farming. Merino sheep is found in veld, and wool of merino sheep is of finest variety. It's very warm wool. It's of finest variety, finest quality की होती है ये wool. So main occupation of the people in veld is, first you will write about mining, and then you will write about that main occupation is sheep farming. And cattle rearing is also another occupation of the people in prairies, in veld. And then you will write that trading activity, many people are involved in various trading activities because veld has trade relations with Great Britain. As gold and diamond mines are found in veld, so it has great trade relations with Britain. So many people are involved in trading activities. So towards the east of veld, there are Drakensberg mountains, you know it well. And towards the south, western part of veld, there is Kalahari Desert. I have told you like just like this. Eastern part of prairies is fertile area, grassland, and good for growing crops. And wheat is the main crop grown in eastern part of prairies. Whereas in western part of prairies, I have told you that is hilly area, so ranches are found. Good for cattle grazing. As same in Weld, eastern part of Weld there are Drakensberg mountains, and in western part of Weld there is one desert, that is Kalahari desert. So this is about two types of grasslands. So natural vegetation I'm telling you, that is first is forest. I've told you about two types of forest. First is evergreen forest and deciduous forest. अगर आपको पूछा जाए कि which forest are found in the mainland of India, so you know the answer, that is deciduous forest. In mainland of our country, there are deciduous forests, and in north eastern part of our country there are evergreen forests. In Andaman and Nicobar Island there are evergreen forests. कॉनिफेरियस फॉरेस्ट की कमर्शियल वैल्यू पूछ सकते हैं, ठीक है. तो नेक्स्ट इज इन दिस चैप्टर यू हैव रेड अबाउट टू टाइप्स ऑफ डेजर्ट्स आल्सो. Which are the two types of desert? Hot desert and cold desert. So first in this class we have read about only two deserts. One is hot and one is cold. Now which is the hottest desert in the world? That is Sahara Desert. It is the largest desert in the world. And where is Sahara Desert location? So you will write that it lies to the north of Africa, to the south of Africa there is Weld. Now Weld is a grassland, Sahara is a desert. Sahara Desert lies to the north of Africa. अब desert है, तो desert is an area covered by loose sand, or sometimes if cold desert है तो covered by snow. So Sahara is cold desert. So climate is extremely hot and dry. And during day people avoid to go outside due to unbearable heat. But during night it's cool. And what's the difference between the climate during day and night? It's only sand. Sand heats up quickly and cools down quickly. In Sahara Desert, there are oases are also found. Now, what are oases? Oasis is a green place in the desert where underground water comes up to the surface and form big pool. And this is good for growing. This here soil is fertile and good for growing crops. So that is why we can say it's a green place in the desert. Oasis is a green place in the desert. In Sahara Desert, various sand dunes are also found. What are sand dunes? Small hills of sand are called sand dunes. Sand dunes keep on shifting from one place to another. Why sand dunes keep shifting from one place to another? Because sandstorms occur daily in Sahara Desert. So sand dunes keep on shifting due to sandstorms. So learn it, okay? And here people wear heavy robes. Heavy robes पहनते हैं to protect them from heat and to protect them from sandstorms. People wear heavy robes. तो इन सहारा डेजर्ट मेजोरिटी ऑफ द पॉपुलेशन, जो ज़्यादा लोग यहाँ पे पाए जाते हैं, दैट इज वो ट्राइबल्स. कौन से हैं? Bedouins and Tuaregs. Bedouins and Tuaregs are the tribal people found in Sahara Desert. Now next is cold desert, that is Ladakh. Ladakh lies in the, you know the location of Ladakh also, in the Great Himalayas. In the Great Himalayas in the north of India, upper part of Himalayas. So it is the cold desert, and here land is covered by snow. Here land is covered by snow. No, next is what type of climate do Ladakh desert has? So Ladakh has freezing cold climate. Here you will write that summers जो है ना, वहाँ पे summers में भी आप कह सकते हो कि below, आप कह सकते हो कि above, वहाँ पे summers में भी ज़्यादा इतनी गर्मी नहीं होती. Very short summer season, and few crops are grown in Ladakh desert because land is covered with snow. And extremely cold climate, cold and dry climate, you will write here. It gets little rainfall. Sahara desert also gets little rainfall. Ladakh desert also gets little rainfall. Ladakh desert gets little rainfall because it lies in the rain shadow area. So it gets little rainfall. And during winter season, Ladakhi people involve themselves in various activities. So why tourists visit Ladakh? Tourists visit Ladakh to enjoy the scenic beauty of Ladakh. And you can also write tourists visit Ladakh to see the glaciers such as Sachin Glacier, Gangri Glacier. And next you will write here, there are Buddhist monasteries. Various Buddhist monasteries are there in Ladakh, and many Buddhist pilgrims visit Ladakh. And here you will also write that tourists visit Ladakh to enjoy the activities of Ladakhi people which they celebrate in winter season. Now, majority of the population in Ladakh is of Muslims and Buddhists. Buddhist हैं तो तभी वहाँ पे Buddhist monasteries हैं. Majority of the population is of Muslims and Buddhists. In Sahara Desert, majority of the population is of, आप कह सकते हो tribals, और वो कौन से tribals हैं? Bedouins and Tuaregs. And in Ladakh, majority of the population is of Muslims and Buddhists. The question is why tourists visit Ladakh? You know it well. Tourist industry के नाम से जाना जाता है लद्दाख को. Scenic beauty attract tourists. Climate of Ladakh also attract tourists. There are various Buddhist monasteries. Buddhist pilgrims visit Ladakh, and people also visit Ladakh to enjoy the various activities which people celebrate. Ladakhi people celebrate in winter season. So these are the reasons. So in this chapter in geography, you have read about two basins also. Which are the two basins? What's basin? First of all, basin hota kya hai? Basin is an area drained by river or its tributaries. And in this class, we have read about only two basins. First is about Ganga Brahmaputra basin, and second is about Amazon basin. So which is the largest basin in the world? That is Amazon basin. Which is the largest river in the world? That is Amazon river. Which is the longest river in the world? That is Nile. Nile in Africa, and Amazon river in South America. So Amazon basin is the largest basin in the world, and it is drained by river Amazon. And in Amazon basin, it gets heavy rainfall because it lies in equatorial region. Equatorial region में होने के कारण heavy rainfall होती है, and there are rain forest in Amazon basin. Amazon basin में mostly कौन से forest पाए जाते हैं? Rain forest. And Ganga Brahmaputra basin lies in northeastern part of our country, drained by two rivers. Which are the two rivers? Ganga and Brahmaputra. And Ganga and Brahmaputra rivers both formed largest delta in the world before falling into Bay of Bengal. And आप कह सकते हो these area, the Ganga Brahmaputra basin, these areas are densely populated. Now, why Ganga Brahmaputra basin is densely populated? Because job opportunities are more, soil is very fertile, good for growing various crops, and here network of roadways and railways is very easy. So these are the reasons, and there is no shortage of water. So these are the reasons why Ganga Brahmaputra basin is densely populated. Why Ladakh is sparsely populated? Only because of harsh climate. And in Ganga Brahmaputra basin, we can say climate is suitable. So that's why people prefer to live in these areas in so that's why Ganga Brahmaputra basin is densely populated as compared to Ladakh. So this is about, and in this in your syllabus there is one more chapter of geography, that is environment. First chapter of PT1 environment. इसमें आपने सिर्फ यही करना है lithosphere, Haiwatson environment first of all. And I think ये lesson में तो आपको बिल्कुल भी problem नहीं होनी चाहिए, because you have read this chapter in 6th, and in 7th you have prepared this chapter for 2 times for your exams. And again, this chapter is again included in the final term, है ना? So we have revised so many times. Lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere, biosphere, you have read all about these. Learn few points about all these. And then next is abiotic and biotic. ये भी आपको सब कुछ आता है इस chapter में भी, no problem in this chapter, very easy chapter. So I think geography is very easy. And now come to history. We have revised yesterday. Only main tips I'm going to tell you about history, how to learn. First of all, take thorough reading, then you will be able to do your MCQ questions, okay? You have done all the topics. Now only your turn is to do thorough reading of your chapters. So first is history, tribes, nomads and settled community chapter. How people exchanged, why these tribal people जो थे ये exchange goods with nomadic with सेटल्ड एग्रीकल्चरर्स। कैसे ये गुड्स एक्सचेंज करते थे, कौन सी गुड्स एक्सचेंज करते थे? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू विल राइट मिल्क, वूल, घी। और उधर सेटल्ड एग्रीकल्चरिस्ट ने क्या देते थे? आप कह सकते हो फूड क्रॉप्स, एंड यू विल आल्सो राइट क्लोथ, यूटेंसिल्स एक्सेट्रा। इनकी कैसी थी इनकी एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन? क्वाइट सेंट्रलाइज, यू नो इट वेल, है ना। देयर एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन वाज क्वाइट सेंट्रलाइज्ड, and these people worshipped their own tribal gods and goddesses. They believed in forced labor, that is fake. नेक्स्ट, इनकी सोसाइटी कैसे ऑर्गेनाइज हो गई? तो आफ्टर आप कहोगे कि सोसाइटीज जो थी दे बिकेम पावरफुल आफ्टर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, सोसाइटीज बिकेम पावरफुल एंड रिच। हियर यू विल गिव एग्जांपल ऑफ गड़ा कटंगा। गड़ा कटंगा गोंडवाना की आप स्टेट कह सकते हो, दैट वाज रिचेस्ट स्टेट गड़ा कटंगा। तो यू विल राइट के राजपूत, दीज जो ट्राइबल्स थे ना, Gond Rajano came to, they were recognized as Rajputs. Here you will write the name of Aman Das. He assumed the title of Sangram Shah, and his son Dalpat married the Rajput princess Durgavati, and Durgavati ruled for 5 years after the death of her husband. तो इट मीन्स इन ये सोसाइटीज जो थी ये पावरफुल हो चुकी थी। हो वर्ना बेस्ड, व्हाट डू यू नो अबाउट वर्ना बेस्ड सोसाइटी? Varna based society was divided on the basis of varnas, Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Shudras, है ना। You will write like this. अब वर्ना बेस्ड सोसाइटी है तो रूल्स तो बनते ही होंगे। तो आप सबसे पहले ये बताओगे ब्राह्मण्स वर एट द टॉप रैंक, they made all the rules and regulations which other rulers and other people they had to follow those. So rules were made by Brahmins. So Varna based society में जो differences among rich and poor they were increasing day by day because Brahmins जो थे they were considered at top rank, उनको top rank पे रखा गया था, and life all the rights privileges were given to the first two ranks people, first three ranks people, and lower caste जो थे Shudras, their life was miserable. So this you will write in Varna based society. Brahman, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas कौन होते थे? Businessmen, traders, ये सब Kshatriyas, rulers, warriors. Brahmans first rank, है ना। तो this you will write about Varna based society. कैसी थी Varna based society? No, you know it well. Banjaras, why they were important for economy? Who were Banjaras? Banjaras were tribals of Rajasthan, you know it well, है ना। तो किन्होंने हायर किया था इसे? अलाउद्दीन खलजी ने। अलाउद्दीन खलजी hired Banjaras. They bought food grains from the places where it was cheaper and sold them where it was costlier. So in this way, they earned huge profits for their ruler. And in the memories of Jahangir, it was also mentioned that these Banjaras transported food grains to Mughal army. In this way, you will write like this: that Banjaras were hired by Alauddin Khalji and by Mughal rulers also. They carried food grains to the city markets. In this way, they played great role in the economy. So next is Gonds. Who were Gonds? Who were Ahoms? Gonds were tribals of Gondwana region of the central part of India, whereas Ahoms were the tribals of Assam. आप कह सकते हो ईस्टर्न पार्ट ऑफ इंडिया, ठीक है, नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न पार्ट ऑफ इंडिया, असम के थे ये। तो डिफरेंसेस क्या थे? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल तो गोंड्स जो थे उनकी लोकेशन में ही बताओ ना, कि लोकेशन वाइज बताओ, वो सेंट्रल इंडिया के, वो ईस्टर्न इंडिया के, है ना। तो नेक्स्ट आप डिफरेंसेस में यही बता सकते हो कि गोंड्स की जो सोसाइटी थी दैट वाज इनकी स्टेट जो थी दैट वाज बिग। गोंड्स हैव बिग स्टेट वेयरएज होम्स हैव स्मॉल स्टेट। तो आप बता सकते हो गोंड्स जो थे दे फॉलोड शिफ्टिंग कल्टीवेशन, होम्स ने शिफ्टिंग कल्टीवेशन को फॉलो नहीं किया। गोंड्स नेवर यूज्ड फायर आर्म्स whereas होम्स यूज्ड फायर आर्म्स। नो व्हाट आर द सिमिलैरिटीज? दोनों में सिमिलैरिटीज क्या थी? फर्स्ट यू विल राइट लाइक दिस, दोनों ही कौन थे? ट्राइबल्स, बोथ वर ट्राइबल्स एंड बोथ वर डिफीटेड बाय मुगल आर्मी। दोनों को ही मुगलों ने हराया था। तो इस वे से आप इनकी सिमिलैरिटीज भी बता सकते हो, गोंड्स एंड एहोम्स। बरकोट, बरकोट में कितने विलेजेस आते थे? यू नो इट वेल ना। बरकोट 12 मीन्स 12 विलेजेस, 84, 84 and 70,000, there were 70,000 villages. It was mentioned in Akbarnama. Akbarnama was written by Abul Fazl. So these are the topics which you have to revise from history also. You have to revise also what do you mean by shifting cultivation, because I have told you Gonds followed shifting cultivation. So you have to learn this topic also, what do you mean by shifting cultivation. So next is civics. Civics first is media and आपको पहले तो बताना है मीडिया. मीडिया means medium, ठीक है. तो through which we can communicate in the society. कितने तरह का मीडिया? प्रिंट मीडिया, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया. प्रिंट मीडिया की एग्जांपल यू नो इट वेल, न्यूज़पेपर्स, मैगजीन्स, बुक्स. एंड इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया की एग्जांपल्स भी आपको आती हैं, रेडियो, टेलीविजन, एंड यू विल राइट इंटरनेट आल्सो, है ना. So these are the examples of electronic media. Media क्या role play करता है in democratic country? Media is playing important role in democratic country. It's media is an independent. तो आप सब बताओ कि क्या क्या करता है. We are living in a democratic country. India is the largest democracy in the world, and you know the role of media as you listen news and you are watching various events on television. So in this way you will write कि media cover all the events though they are against the government and show it to the people. तो इस वजह से आप बता सकते हो ना कि मीडिया इंडिपेंडेंट वे से रोल प्ले करता है. तो मीडिया हाईलाइट्स द प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ द पीपल, कैरी टू द गवर्नमेंट, वांट सॉल्यूशन. तो मीडिया प्ले द रोल ऑफ मीडिएटर बिटवीन पीपल एंड द गवर्नमेंट. इस वजह से आप बता सकते हो, ठीक है, इंडिपेंडेंट होता है. बट देयर आर सम रेस्ट्रिक्शंस ऑन मीडिया. तो इसमें आपने सेंसरशिप के बारे में बताना है, ठीक है. तो स्टूडेंट्स, जो मैंने आज रिवाइज कराया, प्लीज रीड थॉरोली योर चैप्टर्स. If you will read your chapters thoroughly, then you will able to do your MCQ questions. Okay, do thorough reading of the chapters only. All the best.